everybody, I'm Kimberly Turner from cookingwithkimberly.com, and today I'm going to show you a really cool traditional Canadian recipe with a little bit of a Spanish twist. The Canadian recipe is from out east here in Canada, and it's out more specifically in Nova Scotia. So this is an Acadian Rappie pie. And you're probably wondering why I have potatoes for a pie. Well, Rappie pie is not a dessert, it's actually an entree. It's more like a shepherd's pie, but it's their version of kind of like a shepherd's pie. Okay, so reason I have a juicer here is because in the supermarkets in Nova Scotia, they have readily available a potato puree that you can just purchase already pureed, okay? And they call it Rappie. So I can't get that here. We don't have it available in Ontario, anywhere that I know of. So the best way that I can do it to replicate it is to juice it. So we're gonna juice it, you're gonna discard the water, and you're gonna keep the pulp. And the reason why we do this is because you want to impart more flavor into a potato than just the flavor of the potato. We're gonna put some nice chicken stock in there, we're gonna put some butter and some seasonings. It's gonna be fantastic. So this is a way to replace the juice that comes out of the potato with more flavorful stuff, right? So I've already done probably, I don't know, 8 potatoes. I have a dozen that I'm trying to do here. So we're gonna finish pureeing. Okay, so I've already discarded the first container of this that came out of these potatoes, and I've got probably, I don't know how much that, 8 cups of juice that came out of here ish. Okay, so we need to replace that very close to that amount. I'm not sure how much potato puree we actually have, but I'll be able to tell you in a minute. Okay, I'm going to use about 2/3 of this mixture, and I'm going to put it in the bottom of a buttered baking dish. I'm reserving some more for the top. Okay, so I've just pushed all these potatoes into the bottom. I'm also going to juice some more for the top, to get more potato puree, probably out 8 more potatoes. So right now I'm going to put 2 cups-ish of stock over top of it. I'm using chicken stock, but you can use whatever kind of stock you want. Now it's going to reconstitute these potatoes. You're going to see that it's just going to suck up all this gorgeous juice. Okay, the next thing I have is, actually I have turkey today, but usually we'd use chicken. You can use salt pork, or you can use pork, pretty much whatever it is you have at the house, you know what I mean? This is a peasant style dish, so it's whatever you've got. We have beautiful turkey breast, and that's what I'm going to sprinkle on top. This is about 2 cups probably. Scatter it about. Now, every family has a different version of Rappie pie, and you know, every time you make Rappie pie, you can make it differently if you want to. So today, what we're doing is sometimes you'll do layers. We'll do a layer of the potatoes, a layer of the chicken, layer of potatoes again, then another layer of meat. But today we're gonna put all the meat together. We're gonna put 2 layers of potatoes, one on the top and one on the bottom. So what we've also done is we've got this gorgeous Mennonite sausage is what we're using, because that's what we have and that's what we really like. But you can use any kind of sausage you want. This just is kind of like a farmer sausage. So we're just going to scatter this about with this other meat. This is 1.5 cups, Mom says. Oh, it smells so good. I love this stuff. And that's already browned up sausage. So we also have 1 pound of ground beef, lean ground beef, already browned up, and we're going to do the same thing. Sprinkle that all on top. This is going to be so tasty. So the next thing we like to do is season this. We're going to put some pepper, we're going to put some beautiful smoked paprika, and that's where the Spanish thing comes in that I was talking about earlier. We get this paprika from Spain. It's from La Chinata. It is the bomb. If you've never had smoked paprika before, you need to try it. They have a couple varieties. One is sweet, one is bittersweet, and one is hot. And then this one is their premium sweet. Beautiful stuff. So I'm using some premium sweet and a little bit of the hot today. You can use cayenne pepper in replacement of it if you don't have smoked paprika or you can't find it. If you want to get this, the same kind we get, it's fantastic. You get it from lachinata.com. It's smoky. This one is super nice and spicy, and this one is a very beautiful sweetness to it as well. So I'm just going to, I like to use a little strainer just to sift it over the top. So I'm going to use probably 1/2 teaspoon, maybe a whole teaspoon, probably a whole teaspoon of the sweet, and 1/4 teaspoon of the hot, because that's nice and spicy. Okay, so I'm just going to use this and sift it over top just like you would flour. It gives a gorgeous color. This stuff is awesome on the grill as well. Now our chicken broth has salt in it, so I'm not gonna add much more salt. I don't like a whole lot of salt in our diet anyway. I'm gonna crack up probably 20 peppercorns or so. Freshly cracked is the best. Now every family has their own version of Rappie pie, and some people like to put onions in it. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. We're not putting it in tonight, but feel free to do that if you really want to. Now sprinkle that all over top. So I went out into my garden and I picked some fresh parsley, some fresh basil, and some beautiful fresh summer savory. Now if you don't have these fresh, you can use dried if you like. Use a little bit less than what I'm using. And you can substitute as you see fit, or whatever you have. I'll give this a nice mincing. All right, that looks good. So we're gonna sprinkle this evenly over top as well. Gotta have your greenery. Okay, so I'm gonna ladle one more ladle full of chicken stock over top of this. And then we're gonna juice a little bit more potato. Lovely. So this is what it looks like so far. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm so excited. Smells awesome. That smoked paprika powder, Mom, is so beautiful on so many different things. I love using this stuff, right? Next. Okay, I have another 6 potatoes ready to go. We're gonna juice these guys. Okay, so altogether we used about 18 to 20 potatoes. We put more on the bottom, that's just how we like to do it. On the top, we're gonna put a nice little layer. Okay, so these have been pureed, and I'm just going to evenly scatter them on the top as best I possibly can. Now, when the water reconstitutes the potatoes, they kind of expand, and you don't have to worry quite so much. So you just do your best to get these on the top. You might have to use your hands. Okay, I'm gonna use my hands because I don't want meat peeking through really, but I do want this dispersed. Now, potatoes quickly oxidize as soon as you grate them or puree them, so don't be scared once they start turning color of pink. Don't worry about it, you're all good to go. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is, I'm just going to dot some butter on the top. You can melt butter and pour it on if you like, but you don't need to. Just put some pats of butter on. Using my hands always works better doing this. Okay, now, this is gonna be a nice heavy dish, so be prepared to carry it. I've preheated my oven to 360 degrees. This is gonna go for about an hour, hour and a half, but not until I put the remaining chicken broth that I have. It's about 6.5 cups total, and you probably will need the whole thing. You are baking this uncovered, so I will explain it. You're gonna bake this until it's golden brown in color. It does look runny, don't worry, it's gonna be all fine and dandy. Now you're just gonna move that potato around so it's completely covering up that meat, okay? And now I'm gonna take just a little bit more of my sweet paprika and I'm just gonna sprinkle it over the top. Now again, you're gonna go till it's golden brown and the top is just a little bit crispy. So just sift some of this on there because it's nice and pretty, beautiful color. If you're gonna go all out, you might as well go all out. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I can't tip it because it is very wet. All those potatoes are gonna be reconstituted, so don't worry about it, and it's gonna dry out. It's gonna be in the oven for a good hour, hour and a half. So into the oven it goes. Set your timer. Okay, this Rappie pie is done. Sometimes it takes a little longer than you expect. This one took almost 2 hours, and that's okay. Sometimes it takes an hour, hour and a half. So it just depends on the moisture level of your potatoes and how much pulp you get out of the potatoes that you're using, how big the potatoes you are using. So let's serve this up. I want to show you guys what this looks like. What I wanted it to be was crispy, a little bit crunchy on the top, and that's what I'm looking for, and that's what I have. So on the outside it's a little bit more brown, and in the middle it's less, but it's a little bit crispy too. Look at that beautiful smoked paprika Acadian Rappie pie. Come on, man. Ready, Mom? Mm-hmm. Look at how beautiful it is today.
Gorgeous.
Can I serve you some?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try and get a good cross section here. Ready, Mama? I have a fork here for you too.
Okay.
Gorgeous. Now you can put a sprig of parsley on the top, or even dill probably, or chives, whatever you've got.
Serve it with some fried cabbage or cooked beets or something.
That would be very nice, Mom. How are we doing?
This is really good.
Is that a good one?
We've got that nice smoky sausage in there. What a flavor.
Well, don't forget the smoked paprika lends to that smoked flavor too.
Those potatoes are so moist and so soft.
Yeah? Like that?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, I'm gonna try this now. Let's move this out the way a little bit.
Oh boy, that's good.
So what you have here is you've got this gorgeous potato puree that's all perfectly reconstituted and a really interesting texture. Also, you've got that turkey meat or the chicken, beautiful meat, and that sausage that we have, that smoky farmer sausage, as well as the ground beef, and that sweet smoked paprika, as well as hot. Is it nice and spicy too?
Oh, it's really hot.
It's worth the effort. I know that.
Well, I can see where somebody who's, for instance, working out in the orchard or something, puts this on at lunchtime so that it's a nice hearty supper and it's all ready when they come in from working.
True story.
You know?
You can even put it on lower. Let it go low and slow. Oh, that's good, Mommy. It's a winner.
That is really delicious. And what a treat that would be to bring to a potluck or have it for a summer picnic.
Boy, that's hot. The potatoes are nice and moist and fluffy. It is very similar to a shepherd's pie, but it has a lot more flavor. That chicken broth goes a long way. What you're doing is just replacing that potato juice, like watery juice, with stuff that has tons of flavor, right? And then you're concentrating it down, letting it bake like that. Really, really nice. And it's hearty, that's for sure. That's gonna fill us up. Plus, you're gonna have leftovers. Check that out. That could probably serve 8 people comfortably.
Oh, at least.
At least. With a big serving.
Well, we used 18 potatoes.
That's true.
And we removed probably 8 cups, at least 8 cups of liquid from the potatoes in the juicer.
Well, that's good.
I can't think of anybody who wouldn't enjoy this.
No?
Kids, they love stuff that's soft.
Yeah, and it's easy to all eat for them. It's all together and mixed up, and you don't have to cut this and do that, right? Mess with them.
It's mixed up, but still, if you're one of these people that doesn't like their food mixed up, it's easy to separate the meat from the potatoes.
Yeah, that's true too, and the turkey and everything. Anyhow, that's how you do it. That's how you make that beautiful smoked paprika Acadian Rappie pie. That's, I guess, what we're calling it. That's what we do. So that's our version. There's a lot of versions out there, but that's Mom's version, really. And that's it. Make sure you check out Mom's website at ingridturnertoday.com. Follow me on Twitter at Cooking with Kim E with a capital E. Like the fan page at facebook.com/cookingwithkimberly. My shows are on ifood.tv/cookingwithkimberly and youtube.com/cookingwithkimberly. And my site is cookingwithkimberly.com. This show is brought to you by La Chinada Smoked Paprika Powder. Make sure you check them out online at lachinada.com. That's it. That's all. Be a champion in your kitchen and eat deliciously. Bye.
I love this. I love it.